Tell you, sometimes getting into new spaces, you develop new routines that are better than your old ones, make you feel a lot more productive about everything, and this has become one of them. I come out here at the start of every night now. It's kind of later, it's about 8 o'clock where I am. You know, I've already put in a full day at work, helped some family members out with some different stuff tonight, and I get out here, 8 o'clock, some nights 9 o'clock, and since we've gotten this new area set up, I don't start anything until the bench is cleaned off again. And it's funny, it's not even a conscious effort. I just started doing it. And what a difference. I notice I can't really focus I just can't focus if it's not done now, which, to be honest with you, I needed that very badly. Just that little pride of space, it was the whole reason it's the biggest reason this place got built, so I could have a space like that. Just a clean spot, a dry, warm place to work in, and we're finally making it happen, and it's just, it's friggin' incredible. What a good feeling. What a good feeling. I hate wasting metal of any kind in the shop if I can use it for anything. So we started taking a bunch of the scrap pieces, the 1080 steel that I have kicking around that say aren't big enough to make one of the full-size draw knives. So I'm trying to make these little mini guys here, nice for peg making, things like that, getting into tight spaces, axe handles, doing the all that good stuff. So this comes out of a quite small piece of 1080 steel. It's 5/8 thick by 3 inches long, maybe 1.5 inches wide. And that's about what you get out of it. You get quite a bit. So we're just going to keep going on and experimenting with different designs, see what works best for us. We're going to actually test them as we make them. Now, the full-sized one that I showed you in the last video, I already know how well these work because this is the style I've been making. I'm just getting better at it, so they're starting to look like something. You remember that first one I made over the wood fire in the front yard? It worked well, but it was terrible. And actually, I didn't heat treat it right and ended up snapping the handle off of it eventually. So I've gotten better at the heat treating, and I will show you my process, how I test that out every time, and what we do with different grain structures. That'll be for a different video. It is by no means will be meant to be a expert opinion on any of it, just the layman terms, a guy like myself who's fairly new to this, but always trying to improve what he's doing, because that's a big thing. If you're not always trying to improve, you might as well stop doing it. And you can never know it all, because I certainly don't. And I'm at the fun point where you're learning how to move the metal, you're learning how to make the different shapes, you're learning what's going to be less work for you. And that's a tough thing to do, especially when you have a couple hours a night to work on it. But I'm finding I like this over my woodworking type stuff because I only have a couple hours a night to work on it. I can get out here, I can fire up the ribbon burner forge. I can pound away for a little bit with the forge press. We can make short work of a lot of stuff. I mean, this thing here, this axe head right here out of forklift tying, this was made pretty much entirely on the forge press. And that came out pretty well, so we're getting better at this stuff. Now this will be one of the things we're going to be putting a handle on here coming up pretty soon, because I wouldn't mind taking that to the maker's camp and showing that off a little bit. But anyway, that's where we're at. So next time out, we're going to be making some handles. I'm going to take this inside and throw it in the oven next to the cookies or whatever the hell Mary has cooking. And we'll get it all tempered down. I'll temper it a little over 400 degrees for an hour or so, turn it off, let it cool down, and then I'll probably hit it for a second cycle. I went through 2 normalizing cycles on this, which basically all it is you get it up to critical temperature, pull it out of the forge, let it air cool on its own, don't dunk it in anything, let it go down to room temperature. It's a slow process. You can do it in the forge, turn the forge off and just let it cool down slowly. But the beautiful thing about 1080 steel is it is a very forgiving steel in the heat treatment process. It's a very resilient and tough steel. It holds an edge extremely well. One of the draw knives you guys see me use in the videos a lot over the last couple of years, that's one I made a few years ago. I've never had to sharpen that thing, believe it or not. It has the same edge on it now as it did the day I sharpened it the first time, which is really cool because we've been through a lot of bark, we've been through some dirty wood, a lot of hardwood. So that's kind of my way of testing out what I've made myself, just to make sure it's going to work for you guys when it ends up in your hands. So anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you enjoyed it. And also, I don't know if you could see it. Come on, focus. Screwing around with the maker's mark a little bit too. That'll be something maybe I might even end up sending it out. Having one professionally made make it easier. So anyway, now we can end the video. Have a good one, everybody, and I'll catch you on the next one.